All right. What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the 9 and 4 Fishing Podcast. I am your host, Alex. We are joined, as always, by my co-host, Nick.
How's it going, everybody? We're back. We're back. It's
Yep.
Wednesday.
I was
It's
about to
Wednesday.
say, I reckon we're just gonna go ahead and move the podcast over to Wednesdays. Doesn't seem to really be working on Tuesdays anymore. So, reckon we're just gonna go ahead and.
Tuesday is a busy day.
It's a busy day, You're recovering from Monday. There's a lot going on, so I think we're just gonna go ahead and switch over to Wednesdays permanently. So, going forward, you guys, make sure you tune in here every Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and we'll be going over the weekly podcast. This week, we're going to be going over shark fishing and shark encounters in Jacksonville, Florida. Nick, what have you heard lately?
Heard that a bunch of people are catching sharks out there. Doesn't really matter where you're going. I mean, it's either, further south, St. Augustine, or we're talking Heckscher in Nassau Sound area. I mean, we've encountered that, I'd say, a good bit lately.
Yeah, I should say. Not only did we encounter it, but it broke some of my equipment.
It did. I synced it.
He seen it. Yeah, it was pretty wild. We went out this past Sunday. We went up to Big Talbot Island. We were doing some or we weren't even doing shark fishing. We were just doing some surf fishing. And within the first, what was that, 20, 30 minutes, Nick?
Probably even less than that. I mean, I think that was like your first cast out there.
Yeah.
Honestly.
We were still getting set up, and Nick, I was casting a spoon out, and Nick goes, "Oh, hey, Alex, you're on." And I look over, my rod's, tap tap. And then before I can even respond or really do anything, my rod has completely bent over. And not only did it completely bent over, but it bent and broke my rod holder. As you guys know, I use metal rod holders. It bent and broke my rod holder. And then my combo started to go into the water. And I was like, oh, no. Oh, wait.
Yeah, there's a lot that happened at the same time right then. I was watching behind him, and because Alex had his casting rod out there, so I was just watching that one back there, and then I was like, ooh, you're on. And then it was like, went tap, tap, and then bend all the way over. Now it's horizontal, and I'm like, just because as soon as I saw it going down and it get horizontal, I was like, gasp. Now,
Oh, no.
the rod just straight into the water, but luckily there was some rocks there to
Yeah.
honestly just bash up the reel and catch it, keep it from getting fully dragged in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was.
There was a moment of panic
Yeah.
a fact.
Definitely. And it was one of those deals that it happened in maybe a second and a half. It happened so rapidly, and picked up the rod, got the rod like Nick was saying. It got caught on some rocks and beat up the reel a little bit, but that's all right. And got my rig back, got everything back. Yeah, it was pretty insane, and it just had one live shrimp out there on a little 4/0 hook. Nothing crazy. I wasn't going for anything big, so I in my defense, it was not the rod holder's fault. It was not my reel's fault. It was not anything like that. It was my fault. It was user error because I didn't
Didn't loosen your drag.
loosen my drag from when I cast it because I have braid on that reel. So I had it cast over, and I had it. I casted it, and you got to tighten your drag down. I had to tighten it a little bit, and then I forgot to untighten it, so it was just locked down. But hey,
Yeah.
my braid didn't snap, my rig didn't snap. It got put through the ringer, but nothing broke. And then when it did, it was the rod holder that ended up breaking, and it was pretty gnarly. It was pretty insane. I've never had a rod holder or a rod holder like that fail like that, just from fear, tension, and force. It was insane to see.
I just wonder, I mean, we both do. We wonder what the hell that was because, I mean, even if it was a shark, which it probably was, it's odd to see a shark, be that hungry for some shrimp and kind of take off like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Normally for that kind of reaction, we're going to be throwing chunk bait out there or some, mullet or something. So the fact that it was with a live shrimp that, is from Brown, so it was decent size. that one. But hey, anyway, so yeah,
Yep.
tell you, it bent the metal rod holder piece down there. 'Cause what do you say? It's like 100 pounds of force to bend the new ones in the sand
Yeah,
before they
I've
bend.
yeah, those ones I've tested my old ones before. I haven't tested those specific ones, but I mean the amount of force it had to have taken, and which is why Nick and I were actually talking about doing a stress test on those style rod holders, and
Hmm.
kind of testing it out and seeing how much force it would take to bend it like that. And it had to have been significant. It had to have been, you know.
Yeah, I would be down to do a test like that. Same, I guess beach where it's going to be equivalent, and
Yeah.
you push yours down to where you're good, and then that's where you'd have them set up from while you're fishing.
Yep.
Like pinnacle, same spot every time, and then I could do the same thing. I just hammer it down into the sand, or into the ground rather, and then just make a little marker with a permanent Sharpie. So it's like, okay, get it to here, you're good, and then do a pull test on them and see which one
Yeah,
holds better.
figure out what's going on. I mean,
I think it's going to be a match of same destination, different route.
yeah,
I feel like they're going to be close,
yeah,
and
for sure.
at this point, it's just personal preference.
I agree. I agree.
Now, what would you give your top 3 points for those style surf rods or rod holders? My bad.
One, very cost effective. They only cost me six
Hmm.
dollars to make. They're very cheap, very easy to make. Two, they're lightweight, which throws a lot of people off. But my rod holders actually weigh less than the PVC ones, the solid PVC ones. And three, the ease of being able to put it in and out of the sand so easily. I don't need a mallet. I don't need anything. I can just right into the sand. It goes in, no problems, and I can pull it out just as easy.
Very good. So I would say my top three. One, very easy to make. It's just PVC. You just go and get
And these are for
I
your
have a
rod
wet.
holders, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just normal PVC pipes or poles that I got, and then I just cut one side at an angle, and then ran a screw through where I want the bottom of the rod to sit inside of it. So super cost effective. Um, I would even bet that it's cheaper than Alex's, but honestly, here's the thing. That's assuming you got a drill.
True.
What if you don't have a drill? Did you have
Yeah.
to use a drill for yours?
Yeah. I used a drill, an
All right,
angle
never mind. Well,
grinder,
forget my point that I was going for.
PVC cutter, basic ratchet set. There were more tools involved with mine, for sure.
Okay, mine was just a saw and a drill. So they're also very light. For my second reason, which I also want to say, Cap, there's no way that your rod holders that are metal are lighter than just the PVC ones that I have.
I'm telling you, I've weighed them. I'm telling you.
That's pretty insane.
I
So
will
that
we'll
is a
double check. We'll weigh
pretty
it,
neat
but we'll
feature.
get equal length PVC. PVC is heavier than you think, dude. I'm telling you, because I thought the same thing. But equal
It's just
length,
so dense.
exactly. Equal length PVC and equal length my rod holders, because I've only got that small section of PVC on them. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
lighter, not by a ton, but it is technically a little
Yeah,
lighter.
they're about to say they're pretty close. Now, how really saying all the questions here. And before I say the questions, I want to say my third um, reason about the PVC ones is they're easy to store. You wanna carry them on your shoulder, keep it nice and easy instead of worrying about trying to wrap them together or whatnot. Just get a camp chair bag, any old camp chair bag. Say you're not going to use that chair. Well, guess what? Throw your rod holders in there
There you go.
with a mallet.
Boom.
You do have to have a mallet. That is um, one of the downsides, but honestly, kind of a good positive thing. It's a good positive reinforcement. You get to,
Yep.
say you just want to hit them back in again, make sure you're good. And then
Absolutely.
who knows, you might need a mallet for something. I don't know. Mallets are good to have, a little pocket mallet. So
Can't go wrong with a pocket
would
mount.
like to-
Really can't.
Yeah, I would like to say we should definitely do a little comparison of the two. But now, how easy is it for you to store yours?
Very easy. So I can take 2 of mine. This is another thing I think I have over you is with mine, I can take 2 of them and slide the end of one into the rod holder section of the other one. So I can go and make 2 into 1 basically. And then because of the way that they're built, the fence posts, like the little metal portions, will kind of like notch into each other. And then I used to take wire wraps and wrap it around. Like the nylon coated wire, like reusable zip tie kind of, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, where they have like the round end and they're just tied
Right,
together.
right. So I used to take those and go around twice, and then it would be solid and hold, and I wouldn't have to worry about it.
And don't they fit in your like rod holder?
They
area
do.
on-
That's how I do
Roller
it.
cart?
That's how I do it now. Is I'll put the rod holder, or I'll put my rod in the rod holder on my beach cart, and then I'll put one of the rod holders inside the other one with the rod. So that way I have, my rod and the rod holder in the same kind of carrying portion. It works out very well.
Not bad, not bad. Now, how does one transport without the surf cart? Say you're doing a little just quick, easy, short beach
That's
trip, or just a quick and easy, lightweight one, you know?
that's the 2. So like I was saying, so I'll slide 2 like together like that, and then wire them up, and then I usually just carry them in my hand, or put them
Because they
through.
are thin enough, you can if you only got like one fishing pole or 2 fishing
Right,
poles, you know?
right. Yeah, it's not
Okay.
hard. They are very, durable for, from what from what I've seen
I
in the
mean-
past. But it's
Okay, well everything checks out on
we
my
ne-
end.
honest
This man's
honestly
good.
we just
This
need to
man
do a
good, he
straight
knows his stuff.
we just need to do a straight comparison,
Yeah.
and just see what we'd be looking at as far as hey, what's worth it, and what we can do a cost analysis. We can go make some. We can buy a 10-foot is typically, the section you buy. So we can go buy a 10-foot section of PVC, and then we can see, how much or how many we can each get out of those. How many I can get, how many you can get. Take into account all the costs, the hardware, the fence posts, all that stuff. For me, obviously, for you, it's just the, PVC, cut it and you're good. But yeah, I think we should do a video on that. I think it would be a really interesting video.
Be a good one, and then we just go into full time. That's what we do for a living. We just make them.
We just make
sell 'em
we,
or
we,
buy 'em.
we make rod holders. Yeah, I've thought about it. I mean, I really have. They're not egregiously hard to make. Maybe at the end of the video we can give away the rod holders that we make or something.
Oh, dude. I mean, yeah. If somebody didn't have one, actually, straight up, 100%. And I'll stick my word to this. Like, if anybody in the comments there, if y'all leave a comment that saying, hey, or you message us like you're just getting into surf fishing and you got the rods, but then you just haven't gotten a rod holder yet, I'll make you one. I'll treat one on the house.
There you go.
I don't mind doing that because they're cheap and easy to make. But also for HRC Aviation over here,
I was
How's it
just about to respond to him. So yeah, Sydney actually emailed
Sydney
me a
as well.
photo. Sydney, what's going on? That is an insane shark. If you don't mind, I'd love to throw that up on the screen. Let me know if I can. But yeah, well done on that shark. That's actually insane. I was trying to. It's kind of hard
big
to.
Shark. Let's
Yeah.
see it.
Well, I want to make sure he's okay with
Well,
me sharing it
takes
first.
permission, of course. Yeah.
Right. I'm looking at it. I can't tell if it's an Atlantic. It's a little too big to be an Atlantic sharp nose. But I don't see a ton of spots on the back. It might be a black nose. I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, let me know, Sydney, if I can share that, because that's an outstanding catch, dude. Well done. And then HRC.
Suspense is killing me.
Right. The HRC Aviation, well done on the intercoastal fishing. Getting into that. That is a leap to get into. So good job taking that leap. Yeah, there's a ton of places to fish the intercoastal around St. Augustine.
I'm about to tell you.
I was about to say, what's that spot we launched at last time? The Ant K's and what is that?
Okay, so that's going to be the Usina boat ramp, USINA. It's the same. It's right, literally, off of A1A, across from the Reef Restaurants, Usina boat ramp. There's Aunt Kate's restaurant.
That's
right
what
there.
it is.
I was about to just name you off a good bit of St. Augustine fishing spots.
Yeah, man.
One
Yeah, go
second,
for it, yeah.
Get them pulled up from my notepad. Like I'll spill the beans. You know, I got no
We don't
problem with that.
hide
Here we
spots
go.
here. You guys know that.
So there's that spot right there, Usina boat ramp. That one. So be wary. The current's super strong through there because it's the Talamato River. Um, your best bet is going to have to be put in at low tide and just fish
Yeah.
incoming tide.
Yeah.
Um,
That
but
that
the
that current
problem is
rips.
getting. So the thing is, right now, I wouldn't really recommend it. That's what kind of why we haven't been back there because
Yeah.
it is summer and school's out, so families are out on boats. So the boat traffic through there, um,
Little insane.
that river is the equivalent of landing at about 3:30
Yep.
on a weekday
Yeah.
p.m. So it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd agree with
so,
that.
but it sucks because then you can get and fish all the marshes and creeks near where the airport is right there in St. Augustine, which I'm sure that you know because you have aviation in your name. Um, so, good spot back through there. Let me read off a couple. I'm not stalling, I promise. So,
He's definitely stalling.
no. So good kayak launch spots. Another one that you're gonna like. That's an easy put in. There's gonna be Rattlesnake Island. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, Rattlesnake Island. You can. There's some areas you can fish through there.
Oh wait,
Um,
we didn't even ask. Are you fishing off a kayak or are you fishing off the shore?
I think he said kayak fishing. Dude,
Live in St. Augustine. Do you know any fishing spots?
oh,
Needs a new
you know,
rod
I thought it
holder.
was.
Shore. Okay, yeah, shore-based
Oh,
shark. Okay, my bad.
cool.
Yeah, shore-based.
Rattlesnake Island for sure. Usina boat ramp. There's a dock there, a public dock. You can fish from it.
Yep.
Um, there's just a bunch of super strong current, and it's hard to hold on the bottom because it's deep and that water's moving quick. But all right, shore fishing spots. My bad. So Rattlesnake Island is going to be just south of Matanzas Inlet, which also Matanzas Inlet is another good spot if you walk down by the bridge and you're fishing underneath it. Another strong current because the ocean's coming in right through there,
Yeah.
and you'd want to get down there early because a lot of people fish down there because it's a good spot. So it's normally packed, but just for easy shore fishing, honestly, I'd say check out Lewis Point. Lewis Point is
Yep. Solid. Solid.
you can find it. That's over there in the Moultrie area. It is on Moultrie Creek, where I believe the Tolomato River flows in and then comes off to the right. That is Moultrie Creek. All through that area of Moultrie Creek, boat ramp. There's a lot of good fishing spots through there. There are a lot of good little shore spots. There's also, what is this park called? Vail Point, Vail. Vail Point Park. It's also on Moultrie Creek. Say it again. There's a dock. There's actually a few docks. You just have to walk through the woods a little bit, but it's on a concrete little trail. It's nice. It's got a
It
nice
is nice, yeah.
sidewalk. Mosquitoes get gnarly through there.
God, they do.
So, yeah, just because it's the woods right there near the water. But that one, usually it's not busy. High tide's pretty decent. You can get a lot of area to cover for fishing through there. Let's see what else we got. So there's Frank Butler West boat ramp. That's a little further south, kind of past, definitely south of Anastasia. But it's honestly not too bad. It's on, I can't remember if it's before, I think it's before the 206 bridge. There's a nice little dock over there. It is a boat ramp, and there's some decent little areas to fish through there. Honestly, if you were to use popping cork and live shrimp, you'd probably do pretty decent, or you throw jig heads through there because I'm sure at an incoming tide, there's fish that are moving through there.
Yeah.
It's a nice little habitat for it. There's also the 206 bridge on either side of it you can fish from, but I would say the side closest to the ocean near A1A is because there's an area that you can, it's like a walk, a catwalk you can fish from. You can also fish from the shore next to the bridge on the left side. And there's a dock over to the left, so there's a little bit of structure. There's also the entire bridge that you can fish under the catwalk underneath there with all the pilings, or you go to the right and you can kind of fish around there. I hooked up with a beautiful size slot red, and I accidentally pulled the hook, and I was using live bait there. What's another one?
He's asking about Fort George. Yes, we do fish Fort George Inlet quite a bit, and we do have very good luck every time we go there. So that's an awesome place to fish.
Yeah, Hexer's been real nice lately.
Yeah,
I think St. Augustine's a little lackluster.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
But
There's quite a few spots in St. Augustine. A lot of them too. Um, I'm trying to like, where's other good spots? The Vlano Rocks. You're talking about surf fishing. Um, there's any like boat ramp. There's typically some area that you can fish around there too. Um, but anywhere right now near the boats is just gonna be insanely packed. Any kind of boat ramp. I think I've went off on a tangent here. My bad.
we bet you'll be all right.
That's
But
about all the spots that I have. There's like a few others, but those are more so like just kayak boat ramps that we can launch from and then go fish other areas.
there you go. Well, I was gonna say Sydney said I can share that photo, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Dale, yeah.
So
Let's see it.
it's a pretty good one. So it's so big it doesn't even fit on my screen.
Damn. Pretty decent. I mean, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking
There
body
we go.
shape. I'm thinking that's an Atlantic sharp nose.
Fine tooth
Yeah.
Atlantic sharp nose. Yeah, we're up there. Yeah, it was a good sized shark, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at all of
Damn.
what 4.5 feet there. Looks like.
You want to put up the shark that I've caught, the biggest one that I've caught.
Yeah, send it to me.
All right, I'm about to send it to you right now. Ooh, cool. Yeah, because it's honestly about similar size. We're just holding it a little bit differently.
There you go.
All
There
right,
you go.
where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Sorry, I gotta scroll through like 1,000 photos, but I'm scrolling very fast. Okay, I know this was like it was like 4th of July when me and Katie started dating, so having to go back a good bit. Okay, I think I went back too far. I was sad then. All right, we're getting close. Please be patient with me, y'all. Doing the best that I can. Okay, we're getting locked in now. Very close. Very close. There were some smaller sharks that were then some of the bigger ones that I've caught. I'm trying to see which picture is going to be. I'll just send a couple of them. Okay, this one's going to you.
Where are you sending them to me?
I'm just texting them to you. How do you want me to send them to you?
Discord would be cool, and then I can just throw them up on the screen.
Okay. Didn't know you could do that.
Oh, yeah. So Volano Beach, man, you can catch all kinds of stuff on Volano Beach. You can catch tarpon, you can catch whiting, croaker, spot, redfish, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you got a lot of options out there.
A lot of options.
I can give y'all a good action shot.
We got a nice photo of Nick here. I'm about to throw this one up.
There's 2 of them. That'll kind of help give the size.
Good lord. There we go.
I was zoomed in way above my shoulder. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that was like what, like a
Three. I think you said like I think you said like 3.5, 4 feet, something like that. That was a good one.
That one was heavy too. I mean, that thing.
That's a big
that
boy.
thing was like 40 something, 50 pounds maybe. It was very dense. I think it was that. It felt like 2 of the big boxes of cat litter. Cause I had to like
What?
damn near hold it on my side. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of a good unit of measure.
And you came up with cat litter?
I guess.
What?
I work for a living. I'm not a genius. I'm sorry.
That's a good action shot there.
Yeah, look how just dangerously close my fingies are from
Less than ideal.
just getting
Less
annihilated.
less than ideal.
I mean, that was like the first big shark that I've caught, so I had to straddle it and just hold it down.
Wait a minute, Nick. Did you
Florida
see?
man kicked in.
Hang on, real quick. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you
No,
see
you're good.
how dangerously close you were to losing that fish?
This shark right here?
Yeah, the one you're holding. Did you see how close you were to losing it?
Oh yeah, like we got it up on the shore, and then yeah, there was it was just barely. I think the hook was just just barely around his teeth.
No. I'm not talking about that.
It bent the hook. It straightened the hook out. I'm looking at the zoomed in picture right here.
I was about to say, do you see your snap swivel?
Oh yes, that's what it was. Yeah, the snap swivel, like bent out of there. Here, zoom in on the one that I just sent.
I am. I'm about to throw it up on the screen real quick.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that one was.
Guys, look at this.
Insanely close.
Look at that.
Dude. Yeah.
Like.
Good lord. Oh yeah.
What?
That's what hopes and dreams is right there, fellas.
This guy caught this fish, or this shark, on a freaking hope and dream and a prayer.
Yep.
Yes, the tiger sharks are definitely still there. I am friends with a couple people that do a lot of big shark fishing, and they catch big tigers all the time.
I will say Guana River, a lot of people fish the dam. Straight up good luck trying to get over there without it being,
Slammed.
line to line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's just a little tough to fish over there. The fishing's good, but so many people are fishing and crabbing. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
It's not bad on the kayaks. There are gators in there, even though it's saltwater. Straight up gators, so that is a thing. Fort George Inlet, really Hector's been really well up there, and the Sisters Creek boat ramp, that's a good surf fishing spot because there is like a little bit of shore you can fish from, and then there's also a dock that several docks that you can fish from out there and honestly catch some decent fish.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the comments.
Same. Yeah, that's pretty insane. Yeah, a lot of people are catching big sharks out there right now. A lot of people are catching big sharks out there right now.
Oh, Sydney, was that the guys that had I think they had a couple canopies set up and they were right in front of the camera? Because if so, I saw that one too. I think that was when we last went to the beach. It was like the day before or something. Or no, you know what? I'm sorry. That was when me and Katie went.
I was about to say, I don't remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, we went a few weeks ago, and whenever I pulled up the surf cam for Volano, that was the guys that actually got that big tiger shark. I think it was them, because they were posted up right in front of the camera, and they had a couple canopies set up.
Jeez.
So they probably have gone back. I don't even know where that camera is.
Yeah, Fort George is outstanding for flounder fishing, gigging, all that stuff. Highly recommend.
Got to be careful of that current. It's strong through there if you're going to go gigging.
Extremely strong through there. Somebody, we were just talking about last week, somebody actually died about 2 weeks ago now from Fort George, so be weary of that.
Yeah.
There's at least one or two a year every year at Fort George. It claims lives.
Rest their soul. But last weekend, y'all don't understand, unless y'all were out there, how clear that water was.
It was, dude. It was insanely clear.
Like driving over the Fort George Inlet, it was that beautiful, just like sea glass green color. It just super clear.
Yeah.
The tide was just probably like a foot or two over the sandbar through there, and it just looked so pretty. It just looked so nice. It was almost like looking at the Gulf for a second.
Yeah, the water was insane.
But then again, I've never been to the Gulf, so I'm sure it's more blue than sea glass green.
Oh yeah, it's a big old tiger shark they caught there. I see that. Dang.
All right, David Werner, I got you. What's going on? Favorite tide times for fishing here in Jacksonville? I'm going to say high tide.
CHRC Aviation,
Incoming
man, thanks for
tide.
tuning in. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Be easy out there. We appreciate your comments. But sorry, David. So, yeah, anytime that the water's moving, either it's, I'd say 2 hours until high tide or for the 2 hours after high tide. You just want that water movement. I like incoming tide, but then again, outgoing tide has also worked for us as well.
Yeah.
I think Alex is on the same page pretty much.
Yeah, no, I'd completely agree.
Now, I don't know. I've caught good stuff low tide, but I feel like if you're going to do low tide fishing, you got to do it super early morning or evening.
Yeah. Well, my big thing is like you gotta go out there and try to time it so that the water's moving. As long as the water's moving, you're gonna be catching stuff. But yeah, I do prefer high tide for sure.
Yeah.
It's
just,
sure.
And it helps too if you've seen it at low tide, just so that way you can judge where to cast and
Yep.
you know where any oyster beds or mud flats are or anything. And that way, for the most part, if you're going to be throwing jig heads with bait on them or lures, then you can do that. But at the low or high tide, sometimes, honestly, I think I just prefer throwing popping cork with live bait now, especially at high tide. Especially if I know how the bottom is in the area, then you just keep it off the bottom a little bit. You don't get snagged as much. You still get snagged.
Just not as much.
Don't think you don't. But yeah, and that way, you're not only on the bottom, so you don't really run the risk of catching catfish all the time.
Absolutely, which does happen.
Dang, I want to get out there in a kayak so bad. I'm seeing it now. Kayak, live shrimp, popping cork on the 7-footer, the other 7-footer or the 8-footer with a bottom rig or something. Probably not. I think this time I want to go both 7-footers. Do popping cork on one and do a swim bait or a spoon on the other.
Oh yeah.
Like lures on one, yeah.
That'd be nice. That'd be good. It'd be fun even.
Because I haven't done that in a while.
It has. It's been a minute since we've done anything like that, but I definitely want to get out there and do a little heavier fishing. We've been talking about that pretty heavy. We've been talking about that pretty heavy about getting out there and trying some other styles of fishing and other types of fishing. I want to take Nick out there, do a little flounder gig and stuff like that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So
definitely would be.
Should be a good time, I reckon.
Yeah, the weekends have just been a little busy. I mean, we still get out there. Like last Sunday, I was on 2 hours of sleep just because of everything going on Saturday. And I somehow made it through the day. Woke up at 5, and then
yeah, that was. I fully expected
10:30.
you not to come out. I'm not even gonna lie.
No, dude, I told you I was coming out fishing.
And
I'll
by God, he
gladly
did
wake
it.
up early for that. Hell yeah.
Right. That's me. It's like my alarm goes off in the morning for work. I'm like, okay. My alarm goes off for fishing. I'm like, ha! I'm already awake.
Yeah, pretty much. I never went to sleep.
Yeah, shrimping.
I've thought about staying up.
Oh God, I've done that before. It's never a good idea. I've thought about going shrimping before. I've never done shrimping, but I've wanted to try it.
It was fun.
Get out there. Yeah.
Pretty much, you throw the cast net from docks where the shrimp are swimming through. Like people do that. They used to do it over there off the Shands Bridge a lot, Shands Pier. I've done that. It's just hard to figure out where they are, I guess, because we haven't necessarily done that yet. But I'd be down for it. I don't
Yeah.
know where I'd put all the shrimp, but I mean, don't matter if you got them.
Hey, smoke them if you got them.
Mm-hmm.
I seem to be catching more incoming tide here than high and outgoing lately. Yeah, and and that's the part of it is everyone has their own different take on it. I like I said, I prefer moving water, not so much like I'm not super strict on like, oh, it has to be high tide or it has to be low tide or da da da. As long as the water is moving, that's what I enjoy. But I feel like, and Nick and I even talked about this last week, and I kept meaning to bring this up, and I kept forgetting. But we got out there in the early morning. We got there probably 7 o'clock. I know it's not super early. Be quiet. But we got out there, and once it hit 11 to noon, and that sun really started beating down, the bite completely died.
Yeah, it stopped like it was slow. It started slowing down about 10:30, 10:45, but then just completely stopped at 11.
Yeah, at 11, 11:30, you're dead in the water. You're not getting nothing. And that's been pretty consistent over the past couple trips we've had. So it's one of those deals that it's either you're going to do an early morning trip or an evening trip.
Yeah,
I have never eaten jellyfish. No, I've never had jellyfish.
I have not eaten it either. Even though apparently this is vintage SpongeBob now, but it definitely made me want to have a jellyfish sandwich.
Oh God.
Looked good.
Vintage
But yeah,
SpongeBob, this man said.
dude, PJ told me that he was saying that at college some kid was like, yeah, I don't even know how it got brought up, but like, yeah, the new SpongeBob's weird. The vintage SpongeBob, like series or seasons 1 and 2 are the good ones. And it's like, did you just
Vintage?
call my childhood show vintage? Do you even know what vintage means when you're in college?
First off, how dare you?
Vintage is like, that's got to be over, that's got to be like 40, 50 years old. Retro is within that, but back like 20 years. Maybe that's just my own definition of it, but don't be telling us about something that we grew up with and say it's vintage. Have some respect, okay?
First off, ow. Better put some respect on my name.
Yeah, and that's, you just got to really get out there early or whenever it's cool. Just got to get out there whenever it's cool, whether it's
Yep.
early or, later in the afternoon, evening, going into the evening. It's just that heat, man. That heat. Now, the thing is, though, the whole time as the bite died, there was still, a bunch of stuff hitting topwater out there at that bridge where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah. Right?
Did you make that stink face because you said the PS2
I
by
did,
that
yeah.
definition is retro?
Yeah, I did. I didn't like it.
Is anybody selling a PS2?
I have a PS. I have two
Oh.
PS2s.
What?
I had a PS2 and Kimber had a PS2.
You still have them?
Still have them. Sitting in the living room right now.
Nice. I'm not going to ask to buy one from you. I get it.
It's $1 million.
Hmm.
It's like my car. Like people have asked me like, "Oh, your car, like how much would you sell your car for?" And I'm like 75, and they're like $100. That's not too bad. I'm like, no, 1,000. And they're like, that's an egregious price. That's outrageous. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't want to sell it. I'm aware. But hey, if somebody really wants it,
I would take 15. I would take 15 for the truck.
1,000, honestly, a steal.
I mean, got it for 14.5 in like 2014, which was up there.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
overpriced AF, but it's a good truck.
There you go.
It needs some work for damn sure. But yeah, I wouldn't
You'll
want
have
to get
that
rid
on
of
these big jobs.
Mm-hmm. That thing's an enigma.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But I appreciate everyone tuning in. I reckon we're about ready to wrap it up. Nick, you got anything else to add there?
Just that there's a bunch of sharks out there. I know you were telling me something about there's been a couple like shark attacks over the weekend or week or something recently.
Yeah. There was two shark attacks on the West Coast and one on the East Coast. People were bit. One woman was sent to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. She was in the ICU, and another kid got bit and needed double amputations. Pretty insane.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh, dang.
Yeah.
That sucks for them.
Less than
I
ideal.
hate to hear that about them.
Less
Dang.
than ideal.
Dang. So just be mindful. Don't go swimming super early in the morning. Don't go swimming too late in the evening. That's when their feeding hours are. They might confuse you for a fish, or there might be a school of fish swimming around you and you got no idea, or a bait ball swimming around you or something.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And you're just unfortunately in the middle of it.
Sydney, those are some insane shrimp, dude.
Pairs. That's dang. And I mean the sharks are, they're. I'm not gonna say they're getting aggressive or nothing. I'm gonna definitely say that their population has definitely boomed because I think they just. I mean, what's their natural predator? Another shark?
Yep.
They're kind of limited on that, and
Orcas.
especially the more inshore. Yeah, I was about to say orcas, but
Orcas.
we do not have those around here.
That's actually not true.
That shark class, huh?
That's not true.
Don't you say freaking SeaWorld.
No. An orca was spotted in St. Augustine like 2 weeks ago. I swear.
Really?
I swear.
Hey guys, welcome back to 904 Fishing. Today, we're trying to catch an orca.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Yeah, I'm sure that you're not allowed to catch them. Unless you're a scientist.
I don't even... I think at that point... I think
them.
I was about to say, I think at that point it's more like, we're not catching them, we're tagging them. It's like,
You have to catch it to tag it, my brother.
Yep. 21-foot adult killer whale sighted in St. Augustine.
How's he doing down here on vacation?
Snowbird, they come every year. It's been a problem, really.
I'd say.
Oh wow.
Well,
okay, so I just I just looked up the teen that needed the amputations. She was one of 3 people, actually. She was one of 3 people that were injured in a spat of shark attacks Friday. This happened this past Friday at Rosemary Beach in Florida's Walton County in the western part. So there was 4, I guess. Oh wow. It was she was with her friends on a sandbar in waist-high water looking for sand dollars when a shark bit her hand and leg on a Friday afternoon. A man and boy who noticed the teen was hurt pulled her out of the water, carrying her to shore. Oh man.
That must have wrecked her hand.
Yeah, she the mom said that she was on another part of the beach, heard there was a shark attack, and saw a group of people standing over someone on the shore. When she approached, she realized it was her daughter. And she said, I saw her wounds on her leg and started to scream. She was lifeless. Her eyes were closed. Her mouth was white and pale. The wound on her leg...
Blood loss.
Yeah, blood loss, yeah. The wound on her leg, or all that was left of her leg, was something out of a movie. So it sounds like it just shredded her leg.
Yeah, I mean,
she
her teeth are sharp.
She lost 2/3 of her blood. And it shredded her left hand and right leg.
Extremities are important. If you get if you're bleeding bad through them, gotta be mindful. Damn, that sucks. That's just even more reason why people need to take the class and get out there and shark fish and harvest, because it's good management of population, because
within regulations, of course.
Yeah, within regulations, that's a given. Because the thing is, I feel like it's making it harder for a lot of people trying to catch reds or flounder, other decent fish that the sharks are just going after and tearing up their population that they can't breed fast enough to keep up with it. The influx of sharks. I mean, and I mean, I just saw a video, I think yesterday or maybe today. I think it was near New Smyrna or something. It was Florida on the East Coast, further south. But there was a shark that was about, it was about like that. It was probably about like the size shark that I caught, and he was chasing a duck at the beach, and he chased his duck all the way up to the shore, and then he flipped himself around and then went back in the water. So I mean, you know, it
So
is
there
true that
was
sharks can be in inches of water, and they certainly will.
there was 3 victims on that one day. So it was the one teen, her friend who got it was her foot, but it was just a flesh wound, nothing crazy. And then a 45-year-old woman on that same beach that suffered significant trauma to her midsection and left arm. Following the attack, the left arm was amputated. Dude.
Jeez.
Oh, there was 3 doctors on vacation where the young woman was pulled out of the water, and they immediately sprung into like action and provided first aid and like emergency response to them, which is what the doctors at the hospital credited to her survival with.
Wow. Yeah, because I mean, if you lose your blood, that's
2/3, dude.
Two-thirds is a
2/3.
lot.
That's so much.
What was that 66%, 67%?
It's a lot. It's more than a little.
Jeez, it's probably more than that. I'm just bad at math.
Yeah. I'm looking at the yeah, I'm looking at the tracker that Sydney sent me here. Yeah, there's quite a few of them. Looks like. Yeah, they're close too.
66.6 or it's 0.66666667%.
7-foot tiger shark.
67%.
A 12-foot tiger shark. 10-foot tiger shark. 9-foot tiger shark. 12-foot white shark. 13-foot tiger shark.
Did you say a white shark, or did my connection lag out?
Nope, you heard me.
White?
Nope, white shark. White shark. Not a great white shark. They're close too, dude. They're like really close. There's a lot. Oh my god.
How close are you talking? How many miles?
Like half.
Ooh. Well, I haven't been surfing in a really long time, and I was wanting to start going again.
And now's a great time to go fishing, and not go surfing.
Yeah, damn. I guess so. Jeez.
Oh yeah. Look at this. Yeah. So, experts and shark biologists say it's just a matter of Mother Nature and opportunity. The problem is the shark population in the Gulf of Mexico is large and more prolific than it has ever been. There are more sharks now than there were 44 years ago because they banned any and all harvest of them.
So how recent were you able to start catching them and harvesting them?
I mean, since I've been doing it, at least 10 years. But
yeah,
you can only do the one a day.
Yeah.
Correct. The ones I'm looking at on that tracker are the ones that are chipped. There's quite a few that aren't, probably.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is only the chipped ones. They definitely don't have every single one chipped. Oh god.
Yeah, the last decade they have talked to the National Marine Fisheries about the abundance of sharks and how things are getting out of balance. He said that there is a false perception that sharks are endangered in the Gulf of Mexico. There are more people that swim in the water than ever before, and there are more sharks in the water than ever before. So the incident rate of shark bites is only going to go in one direction, which makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. That's unnerving.
Dude.
Well, I guess we got to do our part, Alex.
I was about to say shark steaks, catch and cook. Keep an eye out.
High stakes for the shark steaks. That's dang. Here. This is good information to have on your mind and stress you out. This is the good kind of stuff because this can directly affect you.
Good Lord.
I can tell you're getting lost in there.
Well, I was about to say no. I'm just looking at like all these articles and stuff about like the shark stuff, and like people are like, oh, leave the sharks alone. Like it was just a freak accident, which it can be a freak accident, but if there's more sharks, if there's more sharks,
you want more freak accidents?
There's going to be more freak accidents because there's more sharks, which I mean, you guys are more than welcome, like to go out and catch some shark. Shark tastes great. I'll be the first one to tell you. I love the taste of shark. You can catch one a day. You can keep one a day. You have to have your shore-based shark fishing permit. It's free. But, yeah, it's that's insane. It happened 60 minutes apart. 3 miles apart.
I mean, and most of the time that the attacks happen, it's almost like a weird term for it. Most of the time the shark's just curious, what's this? Is this food?
Right.
Chomp. Don't like that. Or
well, the problem is that so experts are saying that most likely what happened to that teen who was 15, God, tragic. But the shark that bit the young woman was likely a bull shark because they kind of latch on and then shred. They shake their head and shred, so that makes sense. Ooh. So yeah, they had to amputate her right leg halfway up from her knee to her hip, and then her left hand at the wrist.
Yeah, that's horrible. Count your blessings,
Her first words after waking up and being taken off the ventilator were, "I made it." What a boss.
Yeah.
What an absolute unit.
Yeah. It could be the
like
anesthesia, but don't matter.
I made it.
To say that, yeah.
You wake up from a shark attack. I made it. Like put that's right up there with like nice try, you missed. Like that's insane.
Or like, who was it? Teddy Roosevelt or some president?
It was Reagan.
Well, there was that was a balloon pop.
That was the balloon pop, yeah.
You missed.
Yeah.
But then there was it was back in the early 1900s. There was a president who got shot, and he continued his speech.
Oh yeah, Teddy Roosevelt. Yep. Finished his speech, and then went and got medical attention.
I mean, I think he only got shot by like a 32 ACP, which is a little pea shooter. It's a little purse gun. Little 19.
Yeah, there were two doctors and two nurses. 2 doctors and 2 nurses happened to be like directly where they pulled the young woman out of the water and immediately started applying medical attention, which they, like I said, attribute to her like saving her life. As it was, like they immediately put tourniquets on all of her wounds, which is pretty insane.
Yeah.
She still lost 2/3 of her blood.
Yeah. Yeah, the femoral artery.
Oh my God! In a later update, the young woman. I don't want to say her name on stream, but anyways, the young woman wanted to met the 2 men who pulled her off the shark and assisted carrying her to the beach, and told the men, "Thank you for saving my life." She also joked around with them that now at least mom and dad get handicap parking. Oh my God.
People like that are unfazable, dude.
This young kid really lost an arm and a leg, literally, and is like, well, at least we get to park closer now. Every time she parks, I guarantee
Damn.
you, every time she parks, she's gonna be like, "Man, you know what I had to do to park this close? Fuck, I had to pay an arm and a leg."
Yeah, they're gonna see some young person, getting. Hey, you can't.
Oh,
Not joking for her sake. That still sucks.
that's
It's
insane.
gonna be, but
At least she's got a
the
positive
main
attitude.
point. I was about to say the main point to take away here is silver linings.
You know, and
Still counting your blessings. That even though she may have lost her hand or did lose her hand and the major part of her leg, she's still alive and she didn't die on that beach.
she said, well, on one hand, I have a positive attitude.
Who is this meme queen over here? The good lord.
Oh my god, I fucking can't with this shit, bro.
Frickin'.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I literally joking about the handicap parking and then says on one hand I have a positive attitude. Oh my. Oh,
You know
Lord.
what? That's the kind of person that you can talk to about it, but then you can also go back and forth with little puns.
Oh man.
I think.
Hey man.
That's unbreakable spirit right there.
Shark might have had the upper hand, but she came out on top. Anyways, I think we're gonna wrap it up there, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, no! I got one more. While she might have almost died on that beach, in the end, she was all right. Handed and legged. All right. I'm canceled.
I mean, you know, at the very least, she's gonna put her best foot forward.
Really got to hand it to her. She did that like a champ.
You know, she took it in stride. Straight down. We're going straight down. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Straight down. Oh, Lord. Well, if you guys have stuck around this long, I appreciate you very much. Make sure you click that subscribe button. We go live every week, and I upload a video every week, allegedly. So keep an eye, you guys. We got a couple videos going out. It's gonna be a good time. Nick, you got anything else to add?
Just be aware of your surroundings when you're out there. Be aware of the heat. Be aware of your water levels, higher hydration levels.
Yeah.
Be aware of what's going on the beach. Do you see a whole bunch of bait fish getting chased around by something and it's coming towards you? Watch the currents. Watch the tides. Watch the freaking road, all right? That's really about it.
Oh, my. Alrighty, guys. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Until next, you guys. Until next time, you guys. Keep your cast long, your lines tight, and your stories true.
Absolutely. Y'all have a good rest of the week. Looks like the weather cleared out for this weekend, which unfortunately we didn't do during this podcast, our weather report and tides update, but looks like the weather cleared out. That's really about it. I'm sure tides are going to be during the day. Yes, quite. All right, I got to.
We'll see you guys.
Shut me up.
We'll see.